Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to do our third Q&A ever because we are starting our new schedule as of 2017. Tomorrow I will be doing another champion guide, so no worries to those of you that are waiting for the Jax guide. Now I haven't done one of these for quite a damn long time, so I'm going to answer questions that were left on my last Q&A. If you guys have any new questions you would like to ask, please leave them on this video here. So our first question here comes from Nightbeats, and he wants to know who the best AP damage support champion is. This one is a little hard to answer because there is a lot of good AP champions that can play support role like Brand, Vel'Koz, Zyra, and then you even got stuff like Karma and Morgana. If I had to choose just two though, I would say probably Brand if you want full-on teamfight AoE damage, or of course Zyra for the exact same thing, but you also bring some nice CCs. As I say that, of course, obviously Brand can do that as well, but you do need to combo them together. These two champions are my go-to if I do want to add some solid damage into my team combo, and I top damage charts on both of them all the time. Next question here is from Andreas Sondergaard, and he wants to know if I think Yasuo is better top or mid. Now Yasuo at the moment is currently insanely strong in top and mid lane, so he's very viable in both. If I main top and mid lane and I could only have Yasuo in one of those, I would probably choose top though. The reason for this is because he's actually pretty strong against those ranged champions that can bully a lot of the top laners out there. Of course, this would be champions like Quinn, Teemo, or Kayle. Having Yasuo in your champion pool for top lane is going to be really good because if you see one of those picks, you can just pick Yasuo. If you are a mid lane player, do not have this stop you from playing Yasuo mid, it is insanely strong as well. Somebody's definitely going to comment that Kayle and Quinn are relatively good picks against Yasuo, and although that is true, at least Yasuo can kind of hold his own, and if he can get an early kill, he can really snowball the lane. It's not as if you're playing something like a Lowy, and you're going to get kited for the entire game. So for the next question, KidFrost08 would like to know what his first champion should be if he is an up-in-your-face type of player. Another hard question because there's such a huge amount of champions that can do this, and you didn't really specify the lane, but if I'm assuming top lane because that's where the most tanky kind of in-your-face champions are, then I'd probably say something like Darius. He's one of those lane bullies that's always pretty up in your face, trying to stack his bleeds on you and just basically kick your ass. He of course has some hard matchups like everybody else, but he doesn't have that many, and he does destroy the majority of top laners. If you wanted to be more of a tank that just can't ever be killed and just sits on you all game long, then something like Nautilus or Maokai would also be a very solid option. Of course, Nautilus can also jungle and support, so he's good in those roles as well, and Maokai makes a pretty decent jungler as well. For our fourth question, Adnan Rahman would like to know what champion badly needs a rework. So there's two champions I think really need a rework right now, and they'd be Cho'Gath and Warwick. Both are champions you really don't see, like, honestly, ever, and their win rates are also pretty shitty. Cho'Gath did have his moment at the top tier list many seasons ago where he could just not be killed in the top lane, but he's just not that strong of a champion. Then Warwick, well, he can't gank at all till level 6 basically, so he can get invaded, he can get shut down, people can snowball ganks before he's even 6, he's just not that strong. Warwick was one of those champions I played back in Season 1, and I do really enjoy him, so he's one I would definitely like to see a rework on. On another note, please stop reworking Raizy. Leave him alone. For question number 5, Raizy 2003 would like to know what top laner he should buy. So as I kind of said before, if you want to be a tankier / up-in-your-face kind of player, then go for Darius or Nautilus. They're incredibly strong, and Darius is the lane bully that's going to piss you off, and Nautilus is almost unkillable, with the Shield of the Colossus mastery. If you wanted to piss people off even more, then go for Kayle or Quinn. They're very easy to last hit on, very easy to harass on, and if something lacks mobility, they're pretty much never going to be able to get on top of you. The one problem here, of course, is they're not tanky at all, but if you do have a tanky jungler or support, then you may as well go for a carry type of top laner. If you're working on expanding your champion pool and you don't have an AP top laner, then I would also recommend something like Swain. He's going to be great to have in your champion pool because when your team decides to go for an AD comp, you can add Swain and do a lot of damage if the enemy team does decide to stack armor. Obviously, Kayle is good for this as well. For question 6, Tim Sonoa would like to know if I have a significant other. I'll keep this one short. As of right now, I do not know. Moving on, the second last question here, Adnan Rahman would like to know what champion I like to play that is not necessarily meant for the role, something like Thresh jungle as he lists. So for this actually includes Thresh for me, it's Thresh AD carry. Something that's kind of known of, but a lot of people out there have probably never seen it. Your sustained damage is kinda mediocre, but when you do have your charged Flay and you auto-attack an AD carry, you can almost one-shot them. Of course, you're also going to be an AD carry that can find picks with your hook. It's pretty damn cool to play. I don't play it obviously too often, but it is something I like to play from time to time. Alright, so for our last question here, Deadpool would like me to teach him how to creep score better. So there's a lot to this, and I can't really sum it up in a quick answer, but this will be coming in my League of Legends School series that I will be starting on Saturday. This isn't going to be the first video I cover or anything. We're going to start from the very basics of choosing your roles, but of course creep scoring will come sooner than later, so that's something you can definitely look forward to seeing. But yeah, that covers all the questions I did get asked on my last Q&A video, and sorry they're super late. These got asked like 3 months ago, but this is something I'm going to be doing every week, so if you guys have anything you'd like to know at all, please leave them in the comments. I will answer them next week. But other than that, thank you guys a ton for watching the video. If you'd like to visit any of my social medias, they will be down in the video description below, and I will see you guys in the Champion Guide tomorrow. Peace.